Okay, looks like we might be ready to start getting... Let's see here. We are ready. Okay, first thing, let's see here. We're going to start priming a system. The trick to priming a system, and ignore the complexity of the system, because it's lots of bridges and everything. That's just the way this system is. We're only talking about priming it. In this case, I'm priming it with supercoolant, but if you, there's lots of reasons that someone might need to prime a system. Another priming system is like if you're using, example, steam to cool a volcano, and you want every time that steam gets above a certain temperature, you want to pump it to into a steam turbine, and then when it cools off, pump it back into the system. But you only want to prime the system enough to have a little bit of liquid in the reservoir, or a little bit of steam in the reservoir in that case. But in this case, I only want a little bit of liquid in the reservoir as a balancing agent. The trick to priming a system, and this can be completely automated. In my case, it's not automated because I'm doing it manually because it's a one-time prime. If you're constantly dumping and refilling the system, then you would automate it. The trick to priming it is entering the system underneath the bridge, and then what'll happen is you watch the system, and when this pipe gets full, the one at the back of the bridge you primed into, then you cut off the system, and everything that's in your priming pipe will end up in the reservoir. So you can control how much you over prime a reservoir fill by how full your priming pipe is. In this case, my priming pipe is way too full, so I'll be cutting it off manually before that point, because I don't want that much overflow in my system. But you prime under the bridge, and for automating it, all you would have to do is put a sensor right here that detects what elements in the pipe, and if that pipe is with a NOT gate, and so anytime that pipe's empty, your priming system's activated with a shutoff valve. And then as soon as the priming the pipe's not empty, your shutoff valve turns off. And of course, all the liquid past the shutoff valve into your priming channel will end up in your reservoir, or gas if you're using gas. So that's how you can automatically prime a system with minimal automation. All it takes is one shutoff valve, one sensor, and a NOT gate. That's all to do. I mean, I've seen plenty of super complicated priming systems that work really well, but all you need to prime is running your prime pipe under the exit of a bridge that's in your loop. That's all you need to do. So basically, what I'm going to do right here is this is my insulated pipe. It's made out of igneous rock because it's not fancy, and I'm going to attach my prime system, and it'll go in. Now, I already had some flow in there. Not a big deal. I'm going to go back into here, and basically, as you can see, it's flowing around. Now, I'm going to add some more to the system. And of course, to save right during the middle of me trying to show how to best way to prime a system. Anyway, okay, so this will be added to the system, and I'm almost off. And basically, all of this, I turned that off. Damn it! Oh, there's way too much in the system. Oh well, I over-primed that system. Oh well. Wow, way over-primed that system. And it continues, and it's running perfectly. So that's all you have to do to over-prime a system. I mean, to over-prime a system. And if I, for some reason, I had this, like, example, as I already mentioned, a steam one. If I wanted, this temperature got hot enough to go to the steam turbine, pump it out. And then when this detected a 0, it would activate my priming system and reprime the system. And you can automate it with 3 pieces of automation. a wire, a shutoff, and a wire, a not gate, a not gate, a shutoff, and a elemental sensor. That's all you need to truly prime a system. There's lots of overcomplicated primings. As you can see, this thing, this is a vacuum right here. I'm priming this down to minus 180 degrees. And, wow, he actually rebuilt that. Deconstruct. Okay, I'm done priming this system, so I'm going to deconstruct. But if you were actually doing a live prime, you would leave that there and just... my shutoff gate would be right here, and everything that's in the pipes after the shutoff gate would be the overflow for my stabilizing storage. And that is literally all there is to priming a system. No super complicated automations needed. You just saw me prime a system manually, and that's literally 3 sensors could have done what I just did. Or 3 pieces of automation could have done what I just did manually. So there's no need for super complicated priming systems. Basically, what this is my oxygen liquefaction. So this is a vacuum right here. All I'm doing right now is trying to cool this super coolant down to minus 190 degrees, and then I'll start pumping in the oxygen.